Welcome to the KidsMinistry.Blog podcast. Every episode, we share ideas, tips, and resources to help your children's ministry thrive.
Today, we're digging into some real-world wisdom from KidsMinistry.Blog, specifically their piece, Quick Crafts That Reinforce Sunday's Lesson. We're going to look at what really works with kids based on their experiences. Might involve some laughs, maybe some nods of recognition.
Yeah, it's interesting because the blog post isn't just tips, is it? It's more like lessons learned, sometimes the hard way.
Yeah.
It kind of challenges that idea that the craft has to be perfect to be effective. It's more about connection.
Totally. Okay, so let's jump right in with some of those, let's call them craft chaos moments. They share this story about feeding the 5,000 craft, phone fish, glue. Sounds straightforward, right?
Uh-huh. Sounds Pinterest-worthy.
Well, yeah, except it turned into glue everywhere. Foam stuck in the carpet. One kid apparently colored his fish brown because, well, realistic.
Boy, I can picture it.
But here's the surprising part. Despite all that, that mess, 3 kids actually made the connection. Like, this is like when Jesus fed all those people.
And that's really the core question the blog raises, isn't it? What is success here? It suggests maybe the messy chaos, the disasters, actually create conversations you wouldn't expect.
So the connection becomes more important than a clean room or a perfect fish.
Exactly. It flips the script. Okay, another example they give, learning from the mess, the solid foundation craft, building little houses out of graham crackers and frosting.
Right, the parable of the wise and foolish builders.
Yeah, and the idea was to pour water on them to show rock versus sand foundations. Sounds clever, but reality check. Mostly led to sugary meltdowns and, well, soggy cookies. Yet, even in that chaos, one kid, Tawny, his house collapsed, and he apparently asked, so that's why we should listen to Jesus. Boom. Connection made.
Wow. And the lesson the blog took from that?
Gasoline sip. Skip the water part.
Huh. Okay, practical.
Right. It shows valuing the actual teaching point over this elaborate, kind of messy demonstration. And that ties into another point they make, doesn't it? That sometimes the best crafts aren't really crafts in the traditional sense, like just decorating 5 smooth stones for David and Goliath. Simple, direct. Apparently engage kids way more than something complex.
Yeah, simplicity wins. Okay, let's talk supplies and other people. They mentioned supply closet archaeology. You know, you go looking for one thing.
And find something totally unexpected.
Exactly, like needing Band-Aids for the Good Samaritan, but finding gauze and tape instead. So the kids ended up making actual little first aid kits. Way better, right?
Yeah, definitely more memorable. That shows resourcefulness is key.
Then there's the perfectionist parent problem. We've all seen it.
Oh, yeah, the parent who kind of takes over the craft.
Totally. Helping so much. It's not even the kid's work anymore. The blog contrasts that with a kid's proudly imperfect, abstract art forest.
And the message there is pretty clear. The process, the child's engagement, that matters more than the polished result, especially when managing expectations, maybe from parents.
Right. Let the kid own it.
And speaking of practicalities, we have to mention the glitter rule.
Yes. Please tell me they mentioned glitter.
They did. They call it, wait for it, the herpes of craft supplies.
Short laugh.
Okay.
That's
okay.
Vivid and accurate. It gets everywhere.
And stays forever. So rule 1,
yeah,
maybe just avoid the glitter.
Sound advice. Okay, another pitfall. Time management disasters. That thing where an online tutorial says 15 minutes.
Yeah, it takes you 45 with actual kids, right?
Exactly. They used an example of a Moses burning bushcraft with coffee filters needing drying time. 15 minutes online turned into a much longer session.
So the blog's advice is basically, don't trust the online times.
Pretty much. Test it yourself. Time it with your kids, your setup. 5 minutes on your own can easily be 15, 20 minutes with a group.
Makes sense. So ultimately, what does work best, according to their experience?
It seems to come back to simplicity. Things like decorating paper shields for the armor of God, or making paper chain prayers. Simple actions clearly linked to the lesson.
And those are the ones the kids remember weeks later.
Apparently so, because the memory and the lesson connection are stronger than, how fancy the craft was.
So simplicity, clear connection, focus on the kid actually doing it and thinking about it. That's the formula.
Yeah, that seems to be the big takeaway from KidsMinistry.Blog's experience here. When you're doing these hands-on things, maybe simplest is best. It really is about that connection, the chat it sparks, the kid feeling like, hey, I did this, not necessarily the perfect Instagram-ready photo op.
Absolutely. Which kind of leaves you with a thought, doesn't it? How could shifting your own focus away from demanding perfection and more towards just participating and connecting, how could that change things? not just in crafts, but maybe in other learning situations or just life. It's a good reminder that real engagement, real understanding often shows up in the messy, unexpected moments, even the quote-unquote disaster.
Thanks for listening. To find more ideas, tips, and resources, go to KidsMinistry.Blog. We'll see you next time.